Hello friends, welcome back to my vlog. How was your Diwali? Dazzling Diwali you had, I'm sure. Yes, Diwali 2025 was also an extravagant, dazzling affair. I know it. The shimmering silks, the satiating sweets, the sparkling fireworks, and the wonderful illumination and decorations, they say it all. I can't stop wondering at the spending power of the masses. They have a lot of money power, and their middle class mentality has also changed, and they want to splurge. Yes, we have come a long way. I have celebrated 73 Diwalis in my life, and I have seen a lot of changes as the years passed by. I cannot stop thinking about the various stages that we went through these years while celebrating Diwali. In the south, it used to be a 2 day celebration. In the north, I think 5 days. But nowadays, the fireworks start 1 week before Diwali, then 5 days of Diwali celebration, and again a further 1 week of firecrackers till everything smoothens out. During my childhood, Diwali used to be a much awaited affair, and people did spend much more than their budget, and at the end of it, they would face financial crunch, and that would make them comment, Diwali se hamara diwala nikal gaya. I don't think anybody says that now. I don't think that same excitement is there about new clothes and sweets, because people buy new clothes every now and then, and they order for sweets at the drop of a hat. So Diwali doesn't mean anything special to them with respect to these two matters. But fireworks, yes, it still holds a fascination for all. And of course, the decorations, they are an added feature to Diwali. I'm just going to walk you down the Diwali of my childhood and my later years. Okay, ready? First, new clothes. When I was, say, a little girl, say around 9, 10, I started getting silk lehengas, or as we call it in the south, pattu pavadai, for every Diwali. Actually, my mother would be gifted a silk sari, a Kanjivaram sari, by her parents, and so she also continued the tradition of buying silk whatever for us daughters. So initially it used to be silk lehengas or pattu pavadai, and later silk saris. So Diwali meant silk clothes for the female clan of the family. I remember it used to be some 100 rupees for each silk pattu pavadai. Okay, and my brother would get shorts and shirt, but it wouldn't come up to 100 rupees. The smart cookie would demand the difference in the amount spent, but my mother would not budge. She would say, I can get you a pattu pavadai if you will wear one. So there, his lips would be sealed. After my marriage, I continued to get my Kanjivaram silk sari from my mother, sent all the way from Madras. Well, I have no daughters, and so you see there was no question of a pattu pavadai. But the menfolk in my family, my two boys and my husband, they couldn't care less about clothes. And so It was I who would go and purchase for them, much against their will. If they had their say, they would go for shoes. They were big fans of shoes. But who would buy shoes for Diwali? Even now, I do not fail to buy a nice sari for Diwali, mostly silk, and get it ready much before Diwali with a fall and picot done as well as matching blouse stitched. As for the rest of the family, to each his own. Now let me come to the sweets and savories. My mother would make at least 5 items, 3 savories and 2 sweets minimum. So out of these 3 savories, 2 of them would be the chakli type, that is ribbon pakoda or mullu tengodal or muthusaram or tengodal or omapudi and mixture. As far as sweets were concerned, Mysore pak was in the list. Also, rava ladu, which is easier to make and easy to distribute. So that was made for sure. But we kids considered it a poor cousin of the rest of the sweets and wouldn't touch it. But my father's favorite was rava ladu. Then there would be gulab jamun or jangri. That was for home consumption. On the morning of Diwali, after bursting a few crackers, after oil bath, after wearing our shimmering silks and eating some of the snacks and savories, we would be marching to the neighboring houses to distribute our sweets and savories and to show off our new clothes. But of course, my father would be staring at the fast depleting number of rava ladus in the dabba. But we would be happy with some of the return sweets that we would get, especially the sweet mithai dabbas, which would contain barfis in green and pink and cream and orange, and we would just go gaga over it. My father wouldn't touch it. I continued with the same tradition, making 5 to 6 sweets and savories just like my mother and distributing them among my friends. I still believe in making sweets and snacks at home for Diwali and hardly buy anything from the store. Nowadays you find people just buying mithai boxes from the store and distributing. So I feel there is no personal touch in this. So I still am an old horse in this matter. Next, I'll talk about crackers. Okay. When I was young, I'm talking about the early 60s. We were 3 of us siblings, and my parents would allot a budget of 100 rupees for each of us for crackers. My brother would go for the loud ones, the louder crackers, whereas my sister and I would opt for the milder sparklers, the flower pots and the chakras. So we would end up with a bigger packet than my brothers, and he would eye at our packages with jealousy. But then, my mother would tell us to put them in the sun so that they would be ready to crackle as soon as we would light them. While bursting crackers for Diwali, my brother's crackers would be exhausted sooner, and he would come towards us, and we would be generous enough to share some of the sparklers, even the snake and the pencil along with him. Poor guy. Later on, when my children were young, we had allotted a budget of, I think, rupees 500 each, and they would get their abundant share of crackers, and they would go with their father to light the crackers, to burst the crackers. I would keep away from all that. Nowadays, my husband and I choose to spend our time on our balcony, enjoying the spectacle lighting up the sky, the fireworks that dazzle the sky in our society. You won't believe this, but this continuous fireworks lasted for 8 full minutes. Thanks for watching, my dear friends. Bye for now. Take care.